Africa unites. Africa united. I remember those days when our heroes were trying to rally around military rulers in Africa. But unfortunately, as at today, the reverse is the case. And again, we are just talking about the Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, and guess what? Gabon. Gabon just recently carried out a coup, overthrowing the government. There was a general election recently, and the family that has been ruling over Gabon for the past 53 years won the election again. So the military had enough, the citizen had enough, and they immediately declared a military coup, taking over the entire country, blocking borders and so many other things to stop anybody from interfering. Well, why is it that Africa now, the only solution that we are seeing in order to curb this madness that has to do with corrupt politicians, why is it that the only solution we are seeing is military coup? Nobody should ever wish for a military coup, but unfortunately, it seems like democracy is even far worse than military regime. How can a family rule over a country for 53 years? Are they only the monopoly of knowledge? Are they the only person that has the knowledge of how to rule? So other families, other citizens do not have knowledge to rule? Apparently, let me just read you the history. They said, Gabon former president Omar Bongo had 70 bank accounts across the world, 39 apartments, 2 Ferraris, 6 Mercedes-Benz cars, 3 Porsche, and a Bugatti in France. He ruled for 42 years, from 1967 to 2009, and then handed over to his son, Alibongo, who became the president since 2009. Well, he has been overthrown in a coup d'etat. So this guy father ruled for 42 years, his son ruled since 2009 to this date, and they did a general election again, and of course the guy won the election. The military said enough is enough for this rubbish. Well, I don't know how Gabon are taking the news, how Gabon citizens are taking the news, because before we start supporting the military, we should try to check the behavior of Gabon citizens, just like the way we check the behavior of Niger citizens. The behavior, they were showing that they encourage, they support the military regime taking over. That is why a lot of other Nigerians, irrespective of their government not approving, a lot of other Africans country, irrespective of their democratic government not approving, they were supporting Niger Republic. They were supporting Niger Republic irrespective of their own individual democratic elected president, government. Just like us as well. If we had supported our government, they would have invaded Niger for a very long time. Because of the citizens never supported. We are saying we have our own problem. And Gabon is really close to us here. Gabon is close to us. It share border with Cameroon. So since Nigeria is let me say apparently the giant of Africa, and he has a responsibility as part of ECOWAS to make sure there is democratic rule in those countries, most especially ECOWAS countries, then I think they should also try to restore democracy in Gabon. We have our own problem with Niger. Now Gabon has joined. Why is it that they do not come as leaders to ask themselves, when are we going to start practicing the real democracy we learned from the West? When are we going to start practicing the real democracy we learned from the West, so that they can prevent this coup d'etat, so that they can prevent this uprising by the citizens? Because the only set of individuals that can fight any coup, any military rule trying to bring out a coup, is the citizens. If they do not fight the military, there is nothing anybody can do about it. Then, if you are democratically elected, you start oppressing the citizens. You start using army to oppress the citizens, and you expect them to rally, to fight for you. You expect them to restore democracy when military eventually takes over. There's a new drum beating now in Africa. A new drum in all those democratic elected countries, president in all those countries that have been in power for years, or some of them that have made that seat to benefit themselves and their associates and their own family. There's a drum beating now. It makes me wonder. Those days we were crying, musicians, old legends, we are all crying, like we are all singing about no military regime, singing against military regime. But right now, it seems like military regime is now one of the savior, and it's not supposed to be so. I don't ever wish any military regime on any country, but unfortunately, democracy has not been able to live up to a standard in Africa. Well, of course, let me list the coup recently in Africa. The latest coup in Africa today, of course, we are talking about Gabon. July 26 was Niger, and April 15 was Sudan coup, but that failed. In 2022, September 30th was Burkina Faso. February 1st was Guinea-Bissau coup, failed. And January 24, Burkina Faso. And 2021, October 25th was Sudan. The September 21 was Sudan that failed. September 5th, Guinea. And May 24th, Mali. April 20, Chad convent coup. And 2020, August 18, Mali coup. March 31, failed Niger coup. But now I think he has they have finally succeeded. But France are still very much on their neck. How can a father rule for 42 years, hand over to his son? Are they the only monopoly of knowledge? Are they the only one that has all the crook and crans about governing a country? So other citizens, they do not have the knowledge. Other families, they don't have it. Democracy, that seat is not meant for a particular family. It's not meant for a particular family. If you are a king, we understand you are a king. And very soon, very, very soon, with the way I'm seeing the world, they will still start, moving away from this, what they call the king. Well, let's listen to the broadcast from the senior military officers.
Crédible et inclusif, tant espéré par les Gabonaises et les Gabonais. À cela s'ajoute une gouvernance irresponsable, imprévisible, qui se traduit par une dégradation continue de la cohésion sociale, risquant de conduire le pays au chaos.
Well, guys, I don't know if I say I should wish them well because, like I said before, we need to understand first the response from the citizens, if they are in support or not, before speaking for them. You know, we have to understand how they respond, because the citizen might revolt against the military and nobody can actually do anything about it, or they might support the military. So if they are cool with this family ruling over the country for the past how many years, then that's good for them. They can revolt and take back the country to democracy. But I do not think anybody need to interfere. You know, because nobody interfered when this family were ruling for the past 50 something years. They should have interfered and said, no, enough is enough. Come on, man. You cannot be ruling this country for the past how many years? Enough is enough. Chill. Chill. Enough is enough. They should have interfered. They should have interfered a very long time. But I do not wish military regime. And of course, like I said, Nigeria is really, really close to Gabon as well. So they can act as a mediator as well. We have so many problems. See, let us face our own issues. But the fear among ECOWAS countries is that if they allow this country to start having military coup upon military coup, if they allowed it, then many other countries will follow. Many other generals in other countries will have that effortry to carry out a military coup because they feel like if they carry out a military coup, other countries that already succeeded in military coup will assist them. They assist them, will stand beside them. That's the fear. Then I think ECOWAS should make themselves great. They should come together and be like, you know, we need to put our citizens first. Few set of people cannot restore power. They have to win the trust of the citizens, of their own citizens. Let the citizens fall in love with democracy. Let them enjoy the full benefit of democracy. And you do not even need to enforce them. They won't accept any military rule. But no, you are using force. This is not supposed to be so. This is not supposed to be so. Are you supposed to loot the resources of a country? Are you supposed to have a 30-something apartment? Are you supposed to have a Ferrari, a Bugatti in France? Are you supposed to have over 70 banks accounts? 70 banks accounts. Are you supposed to have that as the president? Now you are saying you are not supposed to have a military coup, a military regime. And meanwhile, you have not looked yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, see, I'm not supposed to be having this. Well, let's move past that. Like in my country, Nigeria, I do not wish for a military coup. No. I would never wish, but I would never wish for a military coup. Never. Our democracy can be built over time. Despite we are really, I just pray this present administration get it right. You know, they actually get it right this time. Then let's move past that. Let's talk about other issues before ending this video. Let's talk about the RLY youth. So a very strong Nigerian activist, Aisha Yusufu, shared a video that shows a young man scrambling. not even young man, that saw some children scrabbling for leftover food, fighting over leftover food, picking leftover food from the ground in Nigeria. Well, Asha Yusufu wasn't really pleased. She said, "Let me repeat once again, the whole Arewa should be ashamed of itself, and the Arewa Muslim are also an absolute disgrace to Islam. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam didn't teach us to focus on people dressing and opinions while neglecting children we should protect." You saw it now. A man finished eating and the children ran to the food. Oh, and meanwhile, if you want to see any Arewa youth speaking, Arewa organization, they talk about dresses, they talk about drinking and stuff, they talk about nightclubs, they talk about not getting appointments in the federal place. They talk about these irrelevant things. Meanwhile, we have your kids. Look, just look at. We have so many Arimajiris. The only president that actually talked about Arimajiris is Goodluck Jonathan. They actually thought about Arimajiris and try to break and try to embrace them away from the street. But guess what? A lot of Arewa youth also, you know what they did? They blast this woman for ever speaking up. Someone said, "You are always ready to slander North. We won't forget it." They are fighting on your own behalf. You are saying you are always ready to slander North. We won't forget it. Well, nowadays, when you speak up, your next neighbor will ask you, "Why are you speaking up?" Then I saw this write up on Twitter about Hushpuppi. Someone said, "Hushpuppi will soon leave. Hushpuppi in the next 4 years will be released and it can come to Nigeria to participate in an election from the APC and actually won." Hushpuppi is a well-known, convicted scammer, fraudster, can be released in the next 4 years and it will come to Nigeria, compete for an election under APC and will win. Well, I wouldn't want to elaborate on that word, but I understand what they mean, and you, of course, definitely understand exactly what they meant. Well, military coup in Gabon. Okay, let's see how everything will play out. Let's see what will happen. Let's see if all those external bodies, like the president of France, United States, and all those Western countries, will start making all sorts of threats, all sorts of talks. Let us watch and see, guys.